We are excited to be back at home. We've been traveling a lot this preseason, and we expect there to be a great crowd. Wednesday night's game at SMU was hard fought. They have a couple players that are really hard to stop, and we found a way to get the win. And so it's a unique opportunity that both teams play each other back to back, and we'll see what adjustments they make, and some areas that there's definitely some areas we want to get better at. And it'll be another, great test for us.
Is it hard to play the same team twice in 1 week?
I don't think so, because I guess like my background coaching men's volleyball, like when I was at the University of Hawaii, we would play everyone back to back, and so it's something I've gotten used to in my coaching career. But it is unique, and it's a unique opportunity to like watch film of yourself playing them, and then have a chance to do a few things better.
What are some of the adjustments you want to make for Sunday's match against SMU?
Well, obviously we didn't do a very good job against their right side. She, hit over 400. I thought, we could have been a little bit more balanced on defense, both in the front row and the back row. And then we want to, we got a little rattled serve receive in the fourth set, so we'd like to, have a really start to finish consistent serve receive night.
Were you content with your team serving? It just looked a little off, but maybe I just am totally off on that.
We totally dominated them in serve pass. I think they couldn't. Obviously, Brooke went off. So on the whole, we were the, they had trouble passing.
I was more asking about the errors, but those are errors you're okay with.
Well, they just came in. I think like we had a bunch in the second set we lost. So I think they just came a bunch in a row. But on the whole of the night, I thought we won the service.
I had some really hard hitters. Is there a special way to prepare for some of those sides that, like, those are scary looking sets?
Yeah, well, I mean, the best thing I can say is we got hard hitters in our gym, so I think we're ready for it.
Sure.
I guess looking at SMU, they're look at the transfer portal, they're almost completely rebuilt from last year. How hard was it just like trying to scout them and be like, wow, this is a complete different team than what we faced last year?
I think it's the new normal. I think every year we're going to expect that's going to happen a lot. I don't really know how, like, we don't look a lot into previous year's scouts. We'll look at them to see what we said, but we try to do like a new scout each year, and then once we're done, we'll go back and say, hey, what did we tell the team last year? So I think we do a full new scout anyways.
Liv's defense is something that I've noticed, and that's all they talk about on the broadcast. Laying out constantly. What do you, your star player, just throwing her body around there? How do you feel as a coach about that?
Yeah, she's had that's the classic example of something, that she thought was a weakness of hers is now a strength because she's worked at it so much. And so I think it's just an area that she takes a lot of pride in. And and I don't think anyone says she's a weak defender anymore.
You seeing that though? Like, how proud are you to see her strides in that?
Really proud. I mean, like, I'd like her to take that same mindset into some other areas, but I just think it's an area she's always asked for more reps with, and she's been determined, and I think she did have a good defensive night, against SMU, but I think Penn State was probably her best defensive game ever.
Does it, when she is defending in the back row as much as she is, does it make it harder on the offense because she's on the ground a lot of the time?
Well, she's pretty athletic, so she gets up quick.
How do you think Emory has done so far this year, and also your other liberos like Izzy and Mallory? What are your assessments?
Emory has been very good. She's been excellent at picking up tips. She's excellent at covering. Defense, we're working on her being a little bit more still, and then service has been good, and we have a few areas we think we can upgrade there too.
Bree is 14th in the nation in blocks per set with the cast on her hand. How does her blocking really set the tone defensively for you guys?
Well, we feel like she's like the whole package. She can kill you offensively or defensively. And we actually think she guesses too much. You know, we want her to read a little bit more. But ultimately, like, a blocker just has a sense of where to put their hands. So even if she's making recovery moves, or she might get fooled initially, she finds a way to, like, get her hands on the ball a lot. And so that'll be important on Sunday.
I know as a coach you're never satisfied. But the difference in this team between Wednesday night and the first game is you're just in the right direction. Are you happy with the direction it's going?
No question. I'm still learning, what to expect from this team, but definitely very happy. If you would have told me we would have won all the games after week 1, I would have been thrilled. So I am happy, but I guess I would put it a little differently. I think as a coach, you're always just thinking about areas you can get better at. But big picture, we want to be in a position to host in the NC2A tournament, and ideally a top 4. And as of now, we're in that conversation. So we're where we want to be.
You're playing just about everyone and just about every game. Are you wanting to close out that rotation a little bit more, or do you like the variety that you have in there?
I just want players to keep getting better, and so I would like to keep having the problem of not knowing who to play if it's because people are getting better. I think that's a good problem to have.
What makes Dagmar such an efficient passer?
She just has a great touch on the ball, and then also like her poise. She if she gets aced once, nobody, not her teammates, no one on the bench is thinking it's happened twice. So her ability to reset.
About this time last year, you were saying that Blair Bayless was fighting for a starter spot, obviously, in that role. How have you seen her really grown through, since last year, but also just these past, since the start of the season?
Well, mostly consistency. I think, I'd have to check the stats, but I think since the opening weekend, she's hit over 250 in every single game. And this is really rough here. What was the question?
Blair's improvement, just since from last year, but even more so just since you guys have started the season.
So she's, I think since weekend 1, she's hit over 250 in every single game. So her consistency has been really impressive.
Okay. That's awesome. Not that I could save you.
After the first 3 games that Ryla Jones played, and she's now averaging over 2 kills per set, which is pretty high for a middle blocker for the most part. What have you seen from her offensive intensity, and how does that make your offense harder?
Ryla is really hard for opponents to read. She has an arm that she can hit really extreme angles, and so we would like to pass better and keep running the middle.
What are your impressions of the ACC overall outside of SMU, like the conference overall? What have you seen?
I think right now our conference RPI is, it might be the give me a second here, guys.
Not little runners.
What was the question again?
He asked ACC.
Yeah, just the overall strength of the ACC.
I think the ACC is the toughest conference in the country. I think our RPI, we have a chance to have 10 teams in the tournament. We'll see how it shakes out, but I'm really pleased with how our top teams have done, but also just how teams in the middle have scheduled, and so we expect to have a fierce league competition.
How excited are you for being back in the Pete, and do you expect a big crowd here on Sunday?
Yeah, I think they said we're at 5,000 pre-sold, so I would think it'll be, it'll feel pretty close to full by the time walk-ups come, and we would love to have a great student section, so please come out. It's a big game. Even though we just played them, we think they're one of the teams that has a chance to win the ACC, so them, Stanford, Louisville, or these are the teams that are wanting to host, wanting to win the ACC. So it's a really important step for us.